Good morning. I am sitting here still with Kevin Lollock. He is a regional manager here at Zebra. He looks after the operating systems and developer platforms. Next question for you, Kevin. Had a few of them today. Next question is, how can a partner address maybe some of the FUD that's being spewed out there by our competitor about chipsets and OS versions, Android dessert flavor versions and so forth? How can a partner maybe number one see through that? Call BS. Remember the ping pong balls?
Yes.
Call BS. But maybe also speak to that with their end user customers.
Sure.
Maybe asking the question as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting to see the change in dynamic of the market ever since October 2017, right? If you look at our traditional competitors that are out there in the marketplace, everybody knows who they are. There was a big push. There was a big push on whatever's next from Microsoft. That's what they're going to go after. It was Windows 10 Mobile Enterprise was the latest and greatest thing that that everybody wanted to go after. Windows 10 Phone. That's what everybody was. That was the great hope for.
They were holding out hope, right? That was the Holy Grail.
That's right. That's right. Well, October 2017, Joe Belfour, the C-level guy over at Microsoft that looked after their mobile operating system strategy, said, we're done. We're not going to do a Windows 10 Mobile Enterprise Edition. Anything that you're going to experience with Windows 10 in your hand is either going to be on a laptop or a tablet.
Good distinction.
Yeah. Or in our case, in our industry, a vehicle mount or a tablet. Right? Big Windows. Big Windows is the thing, and that's all well and good. Microsoft kind of, they were trying to deliver a new experience, a new way to experience an operating system in a mobile environment. But if you look at the way that consumer experience has been defined over the last 7 years, it's really around Android and iOS. In fact, 85% of the world's population today has their mobile computing experience based on working with Android. 15% globally based on iOS. 0.012% of the population uses Microsoft as a mobile device, and it's either legacy Windows, CE Windows Mobile, Windows Phone 7. It's a dying breed.
So infinitesimal amount, and that's even down because it used to be basically 0.4%. You're saying it's basically 0.2 now.
Yeah, if that. Yeah,
0.4 was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, so they're out. But what they've been doing though is genius. If you look at what they've been doing to drive a Microsoft experience.
I know where you're going with this.
With the device, regardless of the underlying operating system, and that's Microsoft, Business Dynamics for Android, Microsoft Office for iOS, or Microsoft Office for Android. They've been working on providing a Microsoft experience regardless of the underlying platform. They've been working on being able to control deployment of applications through Intune to iOS and Android devices, right? In 2016, they made over $6 billion in license revenue off of getting their apps to run on an Android platform versus anything else. That's a pile of money.
Which is considerably probably a lot more than they made on just trying to sell their OS.
Exactly.
The mobile version of the OS.
Right. So that was that that big change. And if you look at our competition and what they did shortly thereafter, if not the same month, they said, "Oh, we're going to do Android too." And we're gonna do Android better than Zebra ever did. The challenge though is that Zebra has had about 7 years under their belt as far as what it takes to really truly make enterprise ready Android, to add security on top of it, to make it manageable, to give you an easy way to configure it and deploy and work with the integrators to provide the special hooks that control how a user can access some of the setting sessions and things like that. That's all stuff that we've done. That's where our competition has a long road to hoe here in order to be able to catch up to where we've been. Okay, so that's number one, the tools and utilities that it really takes to make Android enterprise ready.
Right, and I don't want to take you too far off base, but just a comment. So our competition has to catch up. or that's what they're trying to do is catch up.
Right.
But we're not stopping. It's that we're going to continue.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So I just want to clarify that it's not we reach the end and now when they catch up they're good. They're everybody's equal. We're going to keep moving forward too. Yeah,
that's right. That's not going to happen. There's always, and that's kind of where the symbol Motorola Zebra legacy is really shined is we focus on what is needed to make a mobile computer really truly productivity or production enhancement capability within the hands of a user in the enterprise. And we're still going to continue to innovate on that stuff. If you look at part of our DNA like Simulscan, something that we can do on an Android platform, scanning multiple barcodes with a single press of the trigger. That's something, that's just our nature. That's something that we do to increase productivity. I don't know that the competition has that. And if they do, or if they are working towards it, they're working towards it, which is, yay for them, but it's something that we already have, and something that we continue to improve and iterate.
Basically tried, true, and tested already.
Amen.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of the slide people can see behind, but the bottom part is a wedge, and that's the whole ecosystem that's developed from the year 2011 up to current. So that's stuff that is tried, true, and tested that exists for the most part today. I mean, I don't really see anything up there that doesn't exist today, and even maybe on multiple versions. We've weeded out the betas and so forth. This is stuff that's readily available and ready to go live, prime time.
Exactly. And it's good. And I commend the competition for getting a clue and getting with it. But like I said, they've got a ways to go. There's also some FUD, I guess, that they're talking about when it comes to how they support a given variant of an operating system, right? And at the end of the day, in all honesty, it's the value add that we can build into the platform from a design, ruggedness, things like that. How our scanner is better, how our radio is better, and things like that. That's stuff that we can control. But when it comes to a core operating system and operating system variants are all based on the chipset.
Mm-hmm. Right? We kind of got off track, but it was all good stuff. So you're bringing it back full circle now, right?
No, that's what I'm here for. But that chipset, and over the years there have been many different variants. The latest and greatest that a lot of the folks are starting to iterate off of is this Qualcomm SD660 processor, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, we're there too.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, we're all basically have the option to go to the same chipset companies and buy the same chipset.
Yeah.
Based on
Yeah, but we have the ability to add value now. Where some of this FUD is coming into play is where they're how far they can take this chipset to different variants of the Android operating system that are going to be released, right? Mm-hmm. You might hear, well, it's NOPQRST, right? They'll promise 4, 6, 8 different variants, right? At the end of the day, it's dependent on the chipset manufacturer for them to be able to provide us in the industry a BSP, a board level support package, to the operating systems that processor is built to, right? So at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat, right? We have committed. We have, basically a commitment from the processor manufacturer that we will take it up to a certain version, right? We can say we can go beyond that, but we won't say that unless we have a firm commitment from our vendor that we can say that to our end customers, right? There is some FUD out there that says they can go beyond what the known committed capability of that processor is, which is all well and good. They can say that, but what happens when it comes time to deliver on that? And that's a risk we're pretty upfront and open about. We'll take it to as far as we can take it, and then if they decide that they're going to take it further than that, then we will commit to our customers.
So, really, all good points. In closing for this one. Even if for a period of time is, because of competition out there, people are leapfrogging as far as, the hardware is concerned, and some of that FUD you're talking about is they've got a different chipset that allows them to go further. It's all well and good, but the experience for an enterprise is far more important.
Right.
Maybe just additional functionality to make them more productive or efficient, but also security.
Yeah.
and having that consistent and predictable security support
Yes.
that we know we already have.
And that's something that we are committed to when we get to a processor in a last variant of an operating system that can be run on that processor, LifeGuard kicks in. We'll continue to support that for 24 months after fact with extendable support that can be purchased beyond it. So
Excellent.
it's all good stuff.
Thanks, Kevin.
You bet.
All right.